you know, and it's all because of Christ. It's the reason why I'm here today. You know,
Doug,
it's been a long time, though.
Tell us how you're feeling at this moment.
Feeling good.
Doug O'Neill is a free man tonight, paroled after serving more than 2 decades for a murder he and the prosecutor in the case both say he did not commit.
Senior reporter Jack Kinsey was there today as Doug O'Neill had his first taste of freedom since 1990. Jack, you covered this when it happened. It's hard to imagine what he has been through since then, but I think everybody watching tonight feels the emotion as they heard you talking to him there.
Sure. That was a big thing this morning when he was released. Actually, Doug O'Neill had 2 trials. Both Richland County juries arrived at the same decision, but the first one was thrown out because a jury member had been talking at a bar and had allegedly used a racial slur.
Wow.
But the second time around, the jury arrived at a verdict in 3 hours, and there were still many, many suspicions about the reliability of the state's star witness. It took until today for justice to prevail and give this man the liberty he should have had all along. June 12, 1991, a jury decides for the second time that Douglas Clayton O'Neill is a murderer, and he is given a life sentence. Outside the Richland County Judicial Center, emotions boil over. Authorities called the 31-year-old O'Neill a pimp and a serial killer, a man who'd murdered as many as 3 prostitutes and a 3-year-old, Tierra Washington. The jury found O'Neill guilty of killing one of the women. The prosecution case built largely on the highly questionable testimony of Alice Whetstone, an admitted hooker and drug addict.
There were some facts that she knew about the murder that no one could have known unless they were there.
But the Sheriff's Department and Solicitor's Office got it wrong. Today, near State Corrections Headquarters on Broad River Road, Doug O'Neill walked out of prison into the arms of his friends and family.
Praise the Lord, hallelujah.
Did you ever feel like this day was going to happen?
At one point in my life, no. But then things started changing when this angel came to visit me about 2 years ago.
That angel is Mary Stewart. She took an interest in the case and began tracking down information that eventually included admissions by Whetstone and another witness. They'd made it all up. Whetstone to save herself after being arrested in connection with the little girl's death.
So I started researching and interviewing, and I submitted 5 applications to Innocent Projects that turned him down. And I said, what do I have to do? They said, go find the witnesses, go find the people that testified.
Stewart took her findings to former Assistant Solicitor Jim Morton. Last month, he told state parole board members O'Neill had spent 24 years behind bars for a crime he did not commit.
It's something I think that prosecutors statewide and nationwide, you get caught up into a frenzy. You try to make the pieces of the puzzle fit as you think that they should fit.
And here is perhaps the most remarkable part of the story. O'Neill is not angry or bitter.
I've been through that state, man. It didn't help me any. But, you know, I thank God because of him, I was able to get through that. You know, I no longer feel that bitterness anymore, you know, because that's a killer. You know, bitterness will really kill you.
To make things even better, Doug O'Neill believes the myeloma or blood cell cancer he's been struggling with is in remission. Of course, there are still unresolved issues with the unsolved deaths of Tierra Washington and the 3 adult women. As for O'Neill, he says today, he simply wants to go fishing. You know what this case reminds me of? You remember Linnell Jeter?
I do.
The case of Linnell Jeter, who spent a tremendous amount of time for a crime that he did not commit. And because of a report on 60 Minutes, he walked out of prison and became a free man. It's very similar in a lot of ways.
Well, Jack, every night we do stories about people being charged in awful crimes. And, you know, sometimes we're able to do follow-ups and sometimes you don't know quite how the story ends. But to be able to come back, and especially a story that you've covered during this time, and to see justice served, it's important to shine a light on stories like this.
The criminal justice system works most of the time Sometimes it doesn't. It's important to acknowledge the times that it doesn't and fix those things.
And to fix it indeed. Great story, Jack. Thank you very much.